y'all, it's Melissa from The Little Four That Could. Welcome to my channel. Today I am doing a video that was actually requested. So I did some curriculum videos not too long ago, and a commenter on that video, one of those videos, I don't remember which one it was, second grade, asked for a flip through of IEW'S Bible Heroes writing lessons in structure and style. So that's what I'm going to do today, a flip through of this book from IEW. If you are new here, I am a homeschooling mama to 3 kiddos, and this will be our 3rd year homeschooling. I have a 2nd grader and 2 9th graders this coming year, the 2021-2022 school year. My older kids went to the private school where I taught up through 6th grade, and then we've been homeschooling ever since. I taught in both public and private school systems for 17 years before I became a stay-at-home homeschool mom, which I love, and the kids and I all agree that we wish we had started sooner. So anyway, I'm about to show you the inside of this book, so if you're interested, stick around. So here we are. This is IEW, the Institute for Excellence in Writing, Bible Heroes, Writing Lessons in Structure and Style. This is the student book. This blue page near the beginning talks about your downloads, and so you actually get your teacher book and then like a student, I forget what it's called, but it's a separate student supplement book that you're able to download to use with it. And you can print those off yourself. And then here's your table of contents. The first unit is a keyword outline. There are 2 lessons in that unit. Then writing from your keyword outlines, and then summarizing narrative stories. Those are your first 3. And if you look at each lesson, these are all biblically based. They're all about Bible stories. Not all of IEW's stuff is, but that's the one we chose. Then we have a couple more units here in the back that you can see, and then the appendices, which I'll show you in a moment. And then if you look at this instruction page, it does talk about that this is really intended for 1st and 2nd grade, but if you look in the teacher book, it will show you ways to adapt it for up to 5th grade. So I have a 2nd grader doing it. Then it tells you a little bit about what you find in your student book on that page, and then this is the suggested weekly schedule, day 1, day 2, and day 3 through 5. Sometimes this is used in a classroom setting, like at a co-op or at a school. And then sometimes, it's just used by a homeschool mom and her students at home. It also talks about dictating, having your student dictate if they're not ready to write yet. So you can still do this with your 1st or 2nd grader if they're not able to write a full paragraph or even write a full sentence. You can do that for them. So here you see there's a story and then a place for your keyword outline, and then you have them retell the story. And that's basically how every single lesson works. It's followed by activities, different activities every lesson. This one's a song. Sometimes it's a game. And then there's more practice. This is intended to be used as homework if you're using it in a classroom setting. But it's just the same thing again, basically. It's a story and a place to write a keyword outline, and then they retell it. Now, to be clear, I have never used IEW at home. My older 2 kids did it at co-op, and so I'm familiar with it. But I have never used the little one at home before, so I'm actually excited to try this. I think it's really going to work well for my kiddo. I think my experience as a public school teacher in elementary and how difficult it is to teach kids to write, I think this is a really excellent way to teach writing, and I'm really excited to see how it helps forward with writing. That's something we haven't really done a lot of, to be honest with you, in the past. But one of the things I love about IEW that was really helpful for my older kids was these checklists that you see. It tells you exactly what to do. It gives you a checklist so you can check it off as you're writing. Some people love that. Some people hate that about IEW, but I love that. I am a checklist type A kind of gal. And so for me, that is really helpful. And it was really helpful for my big two kids as well, that they could look at that checklist and know exactly what they needed to include in their paper. Now, obviously, as the grade levels increase, your checklists get longer, and there are more things that they're teaching them and adding into their writing as they go. So you see the stories get longer, the passages get longer, the checklists get longer. It gives them questions to ask themselves and tools to use, little things to memorize that helps them, just be better writers and include information that is necessary when we're writing a paper, whether it be a narrative or a report or whatever type of paper it is. It talks about conflict and plot and teaches them grammar and all of those things that are important to know as you're writing. Now, this is not a grammar curriculum by any means, but it does talk specifically about using strong verbs and strong adjectives and adverbs. And as you go, it really uses the grammar to help their writing really improve. There's a list of banned words that they can't use, which I love because, you have those words that kids tend to just use all the time in their writing. Good. It was good. It was really good. It was really good. It was really good. And so this helps them start to think outside the box and use some different vocabulary. So this is an example of that. The style helps. So these are dress ups that teaches them to use. And then, of course, here's a list of the banned words. Then it will tell them, like, instead of good, here's all these words you can use. Instead of pretty, here's all these words you can use. And it gives them all these nice word lists. Same with the strong verbs. Instead of this verb, hey, why don't you try one of these verbs? And then ly. Adverbs is a big thing in IEW, just to what they call dress up their writing. And then here is another appendix for the game pieces. These are printed on cardstock in the back of the book, unlike the rest of the pages, which were on regular paper. I don't know what pound, but this is thick, heavy cardstock, so you can cut these out, and these are more durable for the games and activities that they're meant for. And it tells you, of course, which lesson and which game each of these pages goes along with in your book. And so this is nice for your younger ones as they're learning all these things, to make it a little more fun and not just sitting and writing the whole time, but having activities and games to play that help them solidify what they're being taught in each of the lessons, which I really love for the little people. And finally, the last appendix is your vocab cards. There are 2 new vocabulary words in each lesson, beginning at lesson 2. So you'll see there's a word, there's a picture to go along, and it tells you the lesson number that word goes with. And so you can cut these out as you're learning them, save them, review them, learn your next 2 with each lesson. And there you have it. There is the IEW Bible Heroes.